everybody, welcome back. It's of course Cape Rugby TV, where we take a look on a weekly basis of what's happening in the world of club rugby. Big thanks to our partners on board with us: Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Folks, nice full show for you this evening. As we said last week, there's a breath of fresh air running in club rugby at the moment. A lot of clubs are busy with preparing for friendly fixtures at the moment. Of course, all according to health and safety protocols. So we'll be taking a look at some of the friendly fixtures coming up. A lot of clubs also busy with team building and social events as they start preparing to move in that direction and get some of the old club rugby habits back. But at the moment, it's of course very restricted and happening according to very strict health and safety protocols. But nevertheless, we keep talking about it. Folks, tonight we're going to go down back to the High Performance Centre, where we take a look at what's happening in the Western Province Women's Rugby squad. They played some chukkers over the weekend, where they were preparing for the squad to be trimmed as they go get ready for the interprovincials. We'll take a look at that in a second. We go down to Paarl Rangers, where we'll catch up with head coach Leshwin and some of the players. And we go to Blake's, where we speak to Wayne Julies. We all know Wayne, head coach at Blake's. And of course, they keep putting one foot in front of the other day by day. And they're staying in the neighborhood. We go to Stellenbosch, where we'll catch up with coach Demi. And then, of course, wrapping it up this evening, we go to Coach Alistair Tace. He's head coach at CPUT. CPUT at the moment having a tremendous amount of success in the Varsity Shield. They're unbeaten with 4 from 4. So great to see our success coming in from CPUT in the Varsity Shield. Of course, the Varsity Cup team is also doing well. But to tell us more about that, we'll be chatting with Alistair Tace. But right now, let's take a look at what's happening in the world of Western Province women's rugby. As they prepare for the interprovincials that's coming up later.
Ja nee, kyk, dit is altyd lekker om terug te wees op die veld. Daar's lekker ou gesigte om te sien en ou legendariese mense wat mos uit terugkom, wat weer die skoene afgestop het. So dis baie lekker om mee saam te wees, lekker grappies te maak en mekaar op die veld beter kry en dan van die veld af te loop en lekker saam te lag. Ja nee, kyk, daar's niks lekkerder as ek dis waaroor Rugby mos gaan. Rugby gaan mos oor koppe stamp. So dit was vandag 'n groot aanpassing geweest. Snaaks genoeg om dit te sê, maar ons eerste keer dat ons terug is op die veld, het ons nou lekker volle games gespeel, het ons mekaar lekker beet gekry op die veld. Dit was baie lekker geweest. Dis taaf en daar's 'n paar glipsies geweest, maar op die einde van die dag, dis hoekom ons hier is. Ons het baie hard gewerk. Ons werk soos jy al sê vir 8-9 weke aan een en dit het nou afbetaal hier op die veld en ons kan net van hier af bou vir die res van die seisoen wat voorlê. Ja, kyk, daar's niks meer waaroor ek blyer kan wees nie, want op die einde van die dag is dieselfde as iemand, sekere ouderdom moet jy aftree. Ek meen, ons almal raak ouer, ons knieë gee in, die arms gee in, jy kan nie meer nie. So danksy die jonger structures en die vroeër jare se goed wat hulle gedoen het met die vroue en veral die jare dat hulle lê daarop vas dat hulle wil vroue rugby promote en vroue rugby beter maak. En danksy dit beteken dit dat die jong meisies van vandag weet daar's iets wat vir hulle voorlê. So hulle is gemotiveerd om die oues uit te speel en die oues is gemotiveerd om in te bly. So daai kompetisie is absoluut briljant om die twee te mekaar te hê, want hulle gaan die jongers leer by die ouers en dan so gaan ons deur en op die einde van die dag is dit hulle wat gaan oorvat by ons. Is Tenteman, meeste van hulle gaan in die World Cup span wees as hulle gelukkig is en hulle gaan ons gaan represent daar, want die ander van ons raak net te oud daarvoor. Ja, dit is die beste nuus wat 'n mens ooit kon kry. Ek dink nog al die jare gesê hulle moet 'n double round doen, want dit is vir ons baie meer game time, dit is vir ons baie meer tyd om te leer oor die sport self in die sin van extra skills. Ek meen, al hoe jy jouself verbeter in enigiets in die lewe is as jy aanhou met dieselfde ding. So ek kan nie wag vir Boland se game nie, soos ons sê die bure. Ek dink hulle is in vir 'n ding. Hulle weet nie waarvoor ons geoefen het nie en soos jy sê ons oefen al 8-9 weke aan een en wat nou lekker is, die meisies het nou die kontak gehad vandag slag, die trials soos ons dit noem en van nou gaan dit net al hoe meer intens raak. Hulle gaan nou al hoe meer, jy weet, dis my plek, dis my trui. Ons speel binnekort en dit is waarvoor hulle gaan veg nou en dit gaan al hoe meer intens raak en dit is absoluut amazing want die gevoel raak dit al hoe beter en al hoe beter nader in tyd.
Yes, I was so excited very much because this lockdown thing, it made us this big. I wasn't this big, but now you're back on the field. It's the best feeling ever. Yes, it was. And the fact that it was the first match after playing the last match in 2019 when we played the final. So yeah, it was a goal. That was the first thing that we were training for, the trials, and then now we're looking forward, if I make the team, hopefully, we're looking forward to our first match. The game was good, especially I can say my team. Yes, we are all a team, but my team, we supported each other. We played so well together. There was communication. Everything that we were taught during training, we did it. I believe we executed it. But for me, as an individual, the fitness, it's still getting there. Still need to work hard on it. So yeah, I think for the others as well. So we're still working on it. Yes, and it's actually my first time playing double rounds. So yeah, yay. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it, but I'm looking forward to it. It just needs dedication, hard work, fitness, and yeah, we're good to go.
It really was an excited feeling. Being the first time for me being here with the ladies, I can't say I was looking forward to catching up, really, because it was my first time, but I was really looking forward to meeting the ladies and just wearing the jersey and representing the province. I'm really looking forward to the high intensity. Like, playing A-League really means a lot because now this is different from playing B-League. Well, with the B-League it was there, but the intensity was not the same. But being here, it's like more professional. It is professional also that side, but this is even more like interesting. It's on another level.
Yes, it's been a while since the girls played. It was nice to get them back onto the park, and it was even better because it was our trials and we could finally select a squad and make the group a bit smaller because we have had up to 60 players in the squad, which was a huge amount, and due to COVID it was hard to handle due to the pandemic, but we did good. We did good. The goodest player of women's rugby. 100%. It's always exciting to see the youngsters pull through. I've been fortunate enough to work with juniors and seniors rugby within Western Province, and it's immense potential that we're seeing. We're just seeing growth. Oh, that's a goal. That's a goal to be the retaining champions. And as Western Province, we're very passionate and a proud union. And we hope to make it 4 out of 4. The rugby is looking good. It's a double round for the first time. And women's rugby is developing, and we're happy about that. So the growth of the game is definitely going. Western Province was mandated by National, SARU, to plow back into women's rugby. We've been doing it for many years. We've even had a few of the coaches that's in the program for Western Province, so it's very awesome to see. Our junior players are expanding and growing, and it's all around women's rugby development. We have women's refs, so we're good.
Welcome back, folks. There we go. Great stuff. Great seeing our women's rugby team in action. They are now, of course, trimmed down to a slightly smaller squad as they get ready for their first match in the interprovincials. Of course, I think their first match is against the Boland women's rugby side on the 8th of May at City Park. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll catch up with the guys at Paarl Rangers. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody, and nice to have you along. We carry on talking about club rugby. Of course, at the moment, we are visiting the clubs and seeing a lot of the clubs now having gone through their phase 1 and phase 2 of their return to training. We went down to Paarl Rangers, where we managed to catch up with Coach Leshwin Barron and some of the players as they start considering some of their friendlies in the future. But at the moment, still just training, all according to the health and safety protocols.
The first day was actually kind of difficult because most of the players they gave up on training. That's the stuff. So most of them were like unfit. But overall, the feeling was great seeing the guys and all that spirit and everything. I missed that. It was kind of very frustrating because practicing for something that you don't even know when you're going to play again or when you're going to compete again. It's kind of frustrating because at the body you tend to get annoyed and bored and everything because you actually, in a way, I was feeling that I was training for nothing. So it kind of frustrated me in the way. I even stopped. There was like few months that I stopped practicing, but I'm back again now. It's actually a great way because most of the players now, I think they're actually fit. There was players that are doing like training twice a day now. So the players were actually excited of coming back. But on the field, the spirit is great. The guys look fitter than before. And there's guys who like pick up some weights. There's wings that look like flanks now. So the feeling is great, man, and everything moving back to the field. Very excited. Even the fixtures, I think they're out the fixtures. Everyone is excited from first team to second team. It's very exciting, and I don't know what to expect. And with the new league and stuff like that, playing against Paarl, like guys from the Super A League, that's exciting for me because like I want to prove myself to the higher level.
Ja, ons het vir 'n hele jaar so 'n oefening, ons kan nie saam geoefen het soos ons nou oefen vanaand nie. Ja, ons het maar nou in die begin van die jaar het ons weer 4 weke, sê maar maand terug, het ons weer begin met fitness eers. So ja, dis nou ons 5de week, maar die eerste 4 weke was moeilik geweest op my fitness level, want dit was mos nou vir 'n jaar wat jy uit was. Maar soos ek myself, ek het probeer op my eie te draf, sodat ek nou nie te ver agter is nie, so. Maar die 4 weke van fitness was hectiek, ja. Het was iets anders weer om die mannen weer bij elkaar te zien. Ons was excited geweest ja, om weer die mannen na een jaar te zien waar ze weer bij elkaar kan komen en weer lekker kan gesels oor waar is laatst geweest het. Maar ja, dat was excited geweest. En ja, ons players, ja, was amazing. Dit is nog mijn tweede jaar wat ik bij Rangers is, maar het voelt zo dat ik al voor 5 of 6 jaar weer is. Net zo die geest en die vibe hier is. So ja, het was nice om terug te wees.
Volgens mij was ik baie excited van ik kan weer my vriende sien, my spanmaats en weer die veld kan vat, soos kan sien en ek was excited, ek was opgewonde, kan nie gewag het nie. Ons moes die pad gevang het. Pad is 'n bietjie different van die veld. Veld is 'n bietjie sag, pad is 'n bietjie hard. En dit wat gemaak het wat ons 'n bietjie fiks gehou het. Maar uit die pad was hoe kan ek sê, het ons aangehou op die basics, vir fiksheid en so, maar ons het 'n blaaskans gevat, het teruggekom volle vertroue. Die manne was 'n bietjie hoe kan ek sê, bietjie slak na die lang gerus, maar soos jy kan sien, ons is nou weer terug en die manne se fokus het meer improve. In die begin, die eerste 4 weke fokusheid was bietjie swaar, maar dit het improve. Duiksakke was taaf, maar soos die manne hulle fitness en daai agter die rug gekry het, is ons nou op 'n level. Hier is klomp jong spelers, klomp nuwe spelers. Die nuwe spelers sien uit om saam oor te speel. Die jong spelers, hulle kom so hier en daar, vir hulle word uplift, maar soos jy kan sien, hulle is excited. Hulle is excited om die game te vat. Die manne daar buite is bietjie taaf. Alright, ons nou begin is COVID, maar is meeste van die ou spelers wat hier is. Die nuwe manne kom nog. Die veld weer vol is.
Ja, kom ek sê vir jou, dat was baie hard geslat en ons het reg uitgesien na 2020. Ons het goed begin. Wat ons weer eens Jalendels as 7 ook gevat het weer en die ouens as ek kom met dit vir die jaar dat ons kan die brokkies verhang. Toe die COVID inkom, het ons 'n harde slag gegee. Ons het maar met die ouens gekommunikeer op ons groep en ek het almal gesê dat hulle fit bly. Hulle moet fit bly en hard werk aan hulle self. En so het ons maar gewag vir antwoorde wanneer as die goue kan kry weer vir rugby. Maar COVID was reg deur die jaar. Maar van die manne was commit. Paar van die manne het my video's gestuur en so aan. Dit sê nee, hulle is besig om te oefen. Ja, die segment was baie groot, ja. Veral op ons groep. Die manne het altyd vir 'n coach sê, wanneer begin ons te oefen, wanneer gaan ons begin te speel? En ek het net vir hulle gesê, ons wag net vir Saru, laat ons die goue kan kry en dan kan ons weer veld vat, maar die excitement was regtig lekker tussen die manne en die gees was nog altyd daar by die manne. Die manne het mekaar lekker kom met. Soos nou wat ons begin te oefen het. Die manne het mekaar kom met om veld te kom om te oefen, want dit gaan lekker hier by ons nou. En ons het nou 'n paar nuwe players ook bygekry. So die gees is nou lekker nou by ons en die ouens oefen hard, hulle werk hard. So ja, ons werk nou hard aan die fitness. Ja, ons het begin met 'n swemsessie by die swembad. Ons eers daar met die manne lekker gewerk in die swembad en toe het ons nou weer veld toe kom en dit hard gewerk aan die fitness. Ja, ons het bietjie met min manne begin, want ons nou die manne dag nog op. Soos werk hard en elke persoon weet, elke player weet presies wat van hom verwag word. En ons moedig maar net die manne aan. As die manne wil opgiet, dan moedig ons hulle aan om te sê, ons druk die manne, ons gaan daar kom. Sy push jou net ja, regtig waar ek kan dit vir jou sê, ek kan dit vir jou beloof. Die manne sien uit na 'n goeie rugby season wat voor lê vir ons. En vir al die kompetisie, vir al Paarl wat ook deel gehad is van ons en Vineyards, Super League 1, Super League B teams. Die manne sien regtig uit daarna om terug te keer na die rugbyveld. Yes, ek en die ander twee coaches ons werk hard aan die game situations. Ons wat die jaar rugby speel. En ons elke maandag en woensdag werk ons hard aan. Ja, kom ek sê definitief, ja, ons het nog klomp aanwinste gekry van ander clubs, ander wat deel was van Rangers. En hulle was baie goed verwelkom by ons. So hulle sien reg uit die season om by ons te speel. So ja, ek hoop en vertrou dat hulle rugby sal geniet by ons.
Great to see our players in Paarl in such good spirits and, of course, preparing for action. Right, folks, as you know, on a weekly basis, we take a look at what's happening at MChem 24-hour pharmacy. Now, in case you did not know, you can get your flu vaccine at MChem 24-hour pharmacy. Now, the beautiful thing about the scenario at MChem is, of course, that they are available for flu vaccinations from 8 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. in the evening. That's Monday to Sunday, of course, at the MChem clinics. And what's more is that there is no booking requirement. So quite often when you have to go for a flu vaccination, you have to make a booking and prepare yourself. But at MChem, there is no booking requirement. So you can just simply walk right in, which is fantastic. It means anytime that you're ready during the course of the day, you can just nip into MChem, park in the free parking spot, and go inside and go and get your flu vaccination. Of course, there's multiple nursing sisters on duty at MChem that can help you with that. So you can walk straight in and ask for one of the nursing sisters. They're of course available from 8 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. in the evening to get your flu vaccination. So no waiting. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, as you know, you can get the very best advice at MChem. That's of course a 24-hour pharmacy. You can always speak to Mr. Malach, or you can speak to Lee, or you can speak to Jill, or any of the available staff that are there to help you. MChem always making it easier. Absolutely love it. In fact, I was at MChem the other day, sitting in the coffee shop, and lo and behold, I turned to my right-hand side, and there was an autobank machine inside the pharmacy. How convenient. Folks, we're taking an ad break. When we come back from the break, we carry on talking about club rugby. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to be talking about club rugby, of course, every night. At least not every night, every Wednesday night from 9 p.m. through to 10 p.m. And then the repeat again on Saturday mornings, in case you missed the show. They repeat that on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So, folks, we went down to Blake's Rugby Football Club, where Wayne Julies, we all know so well, is, of course, the head coach, and the players are out there. Unfortunately, the team is struggling a little bit with lights. The Cloutiesville Sports Ground lights just not operating the way that we would like to see. And because of the sun rising a little bit, setting a little bit earlier at the moment, Coach Wayne Julies had to get the players in action a little bit earlier. And so they put on a special occasion for Cape Rugby TV where they started the practice earlier so that we could film some of the guys in action. Wayne is, of course, preparing at the moment for game situation. This is what he refers to as game situation. Anyway, we managed to catch up with the players and Wayne Julies on the side of the field.
Aan die begin, toe ons nou by die seisoen aankom met 2020, voor die COVID nou, die boys was baie excited. Toe die COVID nou kom, toe moes alles moes nou gestop het. Maar ons het aan die begin het ons programma, die coaches het nog steeds hard gewerk, management het hard gewerk, ons het programs gekry, elke play het 'n program gekry. En ons het beginne video's kry van die players af. Die players het beginne video's maak, beginne wys hoe hulle die programs doen en hoe hulle ophou met hulle byhou met hulle fitness en hulle conditioning. So het was 'n groot leerstelling vir die players. Hulle het baie uitgesien as soos ons dit moet nou ons opvolg gewees het van 2019 af. So ons het basically gebou en dit het ons bou het gestop, ons groei het gestop. Ons het nogal vir die eerste 4 weke het ons nogal gesukkel om players te kry by die veld. En die fitness en die conditioning, die drills wat die coaches gegee het, players het niks gemou nie, players veral vir na jaar expect mense dat players nou sal mou dat hulle nou fitness en dis gewoonlik enige player, hy hou nie van hardloop nie. So die boys het opgedag, hulle het opgedag na die veld toe, het hulle alles gegee vir die 4 weke en ja, dit lyk goed. Ons het 'n paar drills het die coach vir ons gegee wat ons fitness, maar as dit so bietjie geraak aan die semi-kontak, dis net players moet gestop het met die hande en die manne het begin hulle skouer insit. So die manne is redelik excited om weer te begin speel. Ons kry nou so in die volgende 3 weke kry ons 2-3 friendlies wat ons voorsien. So ons is reg.
Ja, soos ek sê, die boys sien regtig uit na die nuwe seisoen wat voorlê. Kaal mos ons eerste derby wat nou die 8de Mei afkom, so ek dink die manne berei hulle self voor vir dit wat voorlê. Ons sien regtig uit na die wedstryd. Ek dink dis 'n stap in die regte rigting om te kyk waar ons kan verbeter. Veral nadat ons 2019 die Northern League gewen het. So dis soos ek sê, ons werk regtig hard op die veld elke Dinsdag en Donderdag en die boys kom uit na die veld toe. Daar's geen gesoebattery of om veld toe te kom nie. So ek dink die boys is reg vir Kalmo en dan kan ons dit daarvan af vat na die volgende game toe. Ja, definitief. Ek dink elke individuele speler hierso het moeite gemaak om te oefen op hulle eie, veral in die lockdown waar dit so moeilik was. Ek dink soos Rick Martin van tevore gesê het elkeen hulle deel gedoen, video's gepost op ons groep, die Blyksgroep. Elkeen het dit gevolg en op 'n einde van die dag was dit 'n motiverende woord of video vir elke speler in die groep om op 'n einde van die dag iets te doen, veral na die harde lockdown wat ons gekry het.
Het was aanpassing voor ons, vooral ons het al 2019 het ons lekker samen geoefend, afgesluit met de hoge noot. De man het uitgezien voor het nieuwe seizoen en toen kwam COVID weer. En daar was net een downgrade kan man zeggen. Op de eerste week het de mannen afgevoerd, maar achterna, zoals die bovengenoemde mannen genoemd, hij was elke keer in een groep video's gestuurd. De coach heeft een persoonlijke programma voor elke speler gegeven. Waar hulle kan vir hulle self verbeter en hulle moet bewys dat hulle het gewerk en jy kan gesien dat die manne het self op hulle eie gewerk, skill levels en fitness wise, maar as jy meer gefokus op die fitness. Die manne het baie lank gewag vir hy gewoon lig en soos ek kan sê die manne is honger vir hy kontak. Soos Rick gesê het tevore, hier op die veld coach het Delt uitgesit. Ons was semi-kontak waar die manne het skouer ingesit, hulle is honger vir die kontak.
Ja, nee, het gaat maar altijd zo in het begin. Die ouens blijven maar altijd weg zodra het komt in het begin van fitness. En die ouens zijn maar een beetje stadig bijgekomen, maar ons het allemaal samen gewerkt, ons elkaar gemotiveerd om te oefenen en om die te drukken en om elke aan hier te wis voor oefening. En dan gaat Kit ons maar net op en dan komen we allemaal samen zo'n spanveld toe. En zo houden ze geest aan die gang en zo oefenen ons lekker samen. Ja, nee, het is altijd lekker om samen te wees op een dinsdag en een donderdag. Hier is nog wel die lichten niet, maar als allemaal komt samen, ons laat dit voor ons afzetten. Ons werk dwars dit. Zoals je kan zien is het donker in de achterkant. Ons doen nog altijd ons werk, ons bollen vangen mis, maar ons gaat aan, ons doen niet even na dit. Werken ons allemaal lekker hard samen en ons doen het als een span samen. Ja, nu in het begin is het maar voor die backline players en dan hang ons maar die trailertjes. Maar nu komt het nog weer bij ons, waar ons nog weer met stand-up, waar ons nog weer voor moet leiden. En die backline weer achter ons, so ons moet maar hard werken nou. Lekker het vakheid gaan doen. En nu is er weer contact uit. So nu moet die bussen weer vol wees daar aan de voorkant. Ja, nee, de eerste hit is altijd het maken game. So is altijd lekker ja, van ons krijgen we elkaar die eerste friendly. So is dorp in dorp, so het gaat lekker wees. So ons sien uit daarna en hulle sien ook seker uit daarna van dis hoekom die players almal hier kom van hulle weet as 'n grootte, so ons moet groot insit. So ons werk baie hard daarna en ons weet ons sal dit kan doen.
Ja, COVID is basically 'n terugslag gegee, maar as gevolg van die health inspections en regulations van die COVID moet ons maar daai respekteer. En die ouens het uitgesien vir rugby laas jaar, veral na die 2019 season ons die league gewen het soos jy gesê het. En ook uitgesuig het in die gemeenskap en die players het hand op gesien bewys hulle is hier betrokke in die gemeenskap en wil aangaan. So as kyk nou 2021 die green light is gegee, maar ons hoop en vertrou maar dit gaan regtig afkom. En die players is uitgehonger vir rugby. Nie net op die WhatsApp groep dat hulle veld vat en dat hulle meer excited en toe vir my was dit 'n kwessie van hoe hanteer ek social distance van die high-fives wil net kom en die ouens wil net touch en goed en ek kon social distance hou. So die eerste 4 weeks was basically fitness run, conditioning run en basically die tweede 4 weke nou was basically more in contact. Maar wat ek nou is like ek is basically in game related waar ek semi-contact bring en meer like nie in semi-contact van physical contact maar meer game related en ball en structure place. So die ouens sien uit dat so ek sê die games is nou basically gefinalized vir friendly games op datums. Maar ons hoop met terwyl dit gaan so uitrol soos dit is en dit gaan baie dan gaan excellence van game time. Maar ons hoop vertrou ons die beste so die green light met green light bly. Ja, basically wat die lekkerste van alles is like as ons bier dorpie, is Skelmo, alles weer soepelisie. Maar die voordeel van alles is like ons sien nie vir alles soepelisie nie. Ons sien vir alles 'n goeie challenge. Ons sien vir alles like hulle gaan die fondasie gee vir ons waar ons is met ons voorbereiding van die off-season. So met kontak sonder kontak om te kyk waar is ons vir die league as league begin. En wat 'n format gaan ons begin om die league te speel. So definitief was dit like in die ouens en uit. So hulle gaan nie om wat 'n span kom nie. En vir hulle is dit like as boots on ons game on, so eerste game is soos 'n finaal vir hulle.
There we go. Nice to see great spirits there with the players. Unfortunately, the lights are still down. They are now in their phase 2 of their in their second week at least. They're preparing friendlies now for Kylemore and Hands and Hearts. Right, folks, talking about lights that have been going down, Masi Pumelele has got a massive fundraising this coming Friday. Rassie Erasmus and a number of comedians are out at their club as they raise funds for Masi Pumelele to put the lights back on. Welcome back, folks. We keep talking about what's happening in club rugby. So, as you know, we went down to Blake's, and just around the corner from Blake's, or should we say just up the hill from Blake's, is of course Stellenbosch Coronations, one of the most beautiful views in South Africa, I believe. The players are so excited that they in fact carried on training at Blake's even after the practice was scheduled to finish.
Ek dink almal was eintlik baie excited oor dit, because COVID het gekom en die van die ouens het bietjie geoefen by die huis en sommer net gerus. En soos met COVID was daar nou baie van ons spelers wat werkloos was, en ek dink ons klub het baie goed die manne geondersteun tydens COVID en food parcels uitgedeel vir die manne wat nou werkloos was. So ja. Die eerste aan was dood. Ek dink die eerste aan was baie hard vir die ouens wat geoefen het by die huisie, soos die eerste aan toe het ons kom hardloop en tyres gestoot op hierdie dik gras. Toe is die gras nog maar baie dik en ek het gesien het die manne het regtig was flou uit. Ja, definitief. Ons hou ons van met die bal werk, so die ouens is baie gretig om met die bal te werk, so het was baie lekker toe ons hoor ons gaan weer met die bal weer 'n bietjie hardloop en pas en net ons vaardighede weer 'n bietjie opskerp. Van die manne sê al klaar, ons wil net so 'n bietjie mekaar net voel, net om te kyk hoe die liggame respond. So ja, die ouens sien nogal uit na die kontaksessies.
Ek weet nie van die ander rugby spelers nie, maar ek was baie happy om net om op die oefenveld uit te kom en my passie te kom uitoefen. Was wonderlik. Was baie moeilik, want by die huis, okay, jou eerste paar maande, daar sal mens iets doen, maar na tyd, dan sy raak verloren met die goed wat jy doen. Dus raak vervelig vir sommige mense. Voor mij, ik heb mezelf bezig gehouden net met een paar dumbbells bij de huis, net push-ups. Ja, basically. Zoals je kan zien, die mannen is bij honger. Hulle is baie honger. Ons kan nie wag om ons eerste wedstryd te speel. Ek praat nie vir ander mense, maar ek is baie honger om die eerste wedstryd te speel, want as jy nie lus het nie, regtig eerlik, maar as jy nie lus het nou vir rugby speel, dan weet ek nie.
Wel, vir die feit dat jy actually dink dat jou jaar se rugby wil jy ietsie hoor gaan. Hou daai in jou kop en dan motiveer jy jouself daarso sodat jy kan bereik. Daai is my motivation en ek kyk altyd na die groter ouens en ek sê ek wil nie meer hy is nie Jo, ek wil eens nie vir jou toe kom met die, want ek weet, ons coach, so lang soos hulle uit die game uit was, weet ek, hulle het sommer lus om ons te drill. So, ek het actually uitgesien daarna, want ek weet, vir die tyd wat ons, vir die jaar wat ons so stil was, ek is so gewoond elke jaar rugby speel. Daai bring, soos ek nou hier op die veld is, bring al die depression af, al die stress, alles is word relief, so voel weer beter. Ja, nee, ek dink ons almal sien uit na actually die eerste practice match. Ek persoonlik is 'n bietjie disappointed dat ons hier oefen kan dit jare, maar nietemin ons almal kan sien hoe mal raak hulle op die veld, hulle is uitgeëet, ja. Ons sien uit.
Ja, veral daar het ons by die tweede friendly gekom het. Daar die tweede friendly dus het COVID. Die manne se moraal was gebreek, was eintlik al van 'n battle om die manne aan die gang te hou deur die WhatsApp groep. Daar gebruik om video's, die manne te word maak video's van hoe hulle oefen, you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow, next week, but keep safe. So het was 'n struggle, was eintlik 'n groot disappointment, maar dat is deel van die lewe. Soos die COVID levels afgekom het, die manne begin toe die groep al begin te aktief raak, soos 2 weke voordat VP en Saro besluit het dat ons kan oefen. Toe die manne al klaar, ons al klaar besig op die groep gretig om te begin oefen. Eerste oefen aan wat ons begin het, ons begin met 15, 17 man, maar so het ons gereedlik opgegaan dat ons nou by 40 staan. So ons kom daar wat ons moet wees, vat tyd. As verbreiding om te sien nuwe talent wat hier kom, jong manne wat belangstel om rugby te speel vir die sport wat ons liefhet. Met die COVID het so dat verwag nie, nuwe manne van die ou spelers wat teruggekom het. En baie van die klubs se spelers, wat nou nuwe coaches wat nou hulle head coaches. As dit vir hulle aanpassing van hulle bekend van hulle ken my as 'n speler van ken hulle nou as 'n coach, want ek is meer strenger nou op coach. So as 'n aanpassing, maar die manne is die reaksie op dit is baie positief. Ja, veral van die bestuurskant af is dit vir my baie maklik. Ons kom jare aan. Was op het speel daar kaptein ook is van die eerste span, so ons weet waar dit gaan. Ek weet waar dit gaan. Die spelers weet waar dit gaan en as makliker vir my om met hulle te werk nou omdat ek weet wat van die bestuurder verwag word van die spelers af. So daar is 'n hakpunt op die oomblik waar ek kan sê niemand weet waar hulle is, waar ons sal hier nie wat ons verwag nie. So ja, is positief. Ja, het maakt het baie makliker, maar daar is een aanpassing wat ons moes gemaak het met die COVID-reëlings, met die sanitizing van elke grid moet na sanitizer wees, spelers moet gewoon raak om te sanitize. So ja, ons is eintlik verbreidend dat die veld nou wat die tweede fase is, dat ons nou die kontak kan inbring, semi-kontak. Die manne is al gretig al vir vriendskaplike wedstryde. Ons het nog nie vriendskaplike wedstryde. Daar die manne is manne wat belangstel, klubs wat belangstel om vriendskap. Maar ek verlang om terug tot 2 weke. Dit is die tweede week in die nuwe maand om 'n vriendskaplike wedstryd. Baie klubs is al gretig, maar volgens my ons is nog nie, ons borde is nog nie reg. Ons kontak is wel 'n bietjie delay.
Great to see Coach Rian, Timmy and the guys at Stellenbosch, one of those beautiful venues that you will find in the Western Cape, if not the country, if not the world. Fantastic location. All right, folks, if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, make sure that you grab your mobile phone because you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. All you need to do is SMS the word SCORE to 33090, and we'll throw in there, if you're in the mix, so we'll throw in a case of Bashoes, and we'll throw in a set of Cape Rugby TV masks courtesy of CTC Sports. So, congratulations then to you win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, a set of Bashoes and a set of Cape Rugby TV masks. Folks, Masi Pumalele is busy at the moment. They're busy with a big fundraising. Coming up this Friday, they've got our Springbok coach, Rassie Erasmus, in attendance, as well as some top star comedians such as Rob van Vieren and other superstars. They're raising funds for lights. Here's a little video that they put together for their fundraising to get the lights back on. Welcome back, everybody. Of course, Cape Rugby TV, we carry on talking about club rugby. Right, as you know, of course, some of the rugby structures did in fact return last year. You remember, of course, the Super Rugby is happening. It's on the cards now. Rainbow Cup is coming up. So some rugby is in fact in action, including the Varsity Cup and the Varsity Shield. And for those of you that are not aware, the Varsity Shield structures, of course, here in Western Province, represented by CPUT, has already played 4 different games. Alistair Tace is the head coach at CPUT. We've got him back on the line now. Alistair, great to see you again. Welcome back.
Hi, JP. Thanks for having me back on the show. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, we got back from our bubble this morning, so it's been a tough 10 days for the boys. But yeah, we're back in Cape Town.
Yeah, so it's been a few months since we last spoke to you, and of course you guys had just started with the return to training, where you were given the green light to start some training. Just talk us through the process before we talk about the actual Varsity Shield that's happening at the moment. Talk us through the process over the last 4 months.
Yeah, so we only officially started training 10 weeks before the tournament. Due to COVID and the COVID regulations with regards to the university, we couldn't get back onto the university premises. So 10 weeks before the program, before the tournament started, we got the go-ahead from the university to use the facility. And then it was all about putting a plan together that would be conducive to tick all the boxes that we need for the program. For the tournament, sorry. And at the same time, we as I mentioned in the previous chat that we have, is that we've lost quite a bit of players, okay, and we had quite a bit of new players coming. So in that 10-week period, the big focus was on team cohesion, getting the team to gel together. Yeah. Luckily for me, I had 8 core players that stayed behind of the 50% of players that we kept behind, and once we got that right, we're lucky in the Western Cape. We have an abundance of talent here, so from a rugby perspective, I just need to focus on certain fundamentals that would make sure that we're ready for the tournament. But the players that we had that came in, allowed us to tick those boxes before the tournament started. So that was great.
You got the squad back up and running. I think one of the big things that people have seen with the return to play was that there had to be a phased approach coming back. Some strength and conditioning before you actually got to the skills process. Obviously, the experts are saying they're very worried about injuries. How did you guys manage to get through those phases uninjured?
Yeah,
that's a big shot, big call.
Yeah, look, we did. We actually managed it well, but it was a huge adjustment, not just for players but for coaches. Because it was a different approach to training. But over time, players adapted, we adapted. But I would say the most difficult was the first 4 weeks. Guys, even though we've been monitoring our players and sending them programs to do at home, etc., You know, when you're in a rugby environment and you're on the field and you're doing that type of conditioning or fitness, it's different to training at home. You know, so the first 4 weeks was a bit tough in the sense that, one, you had to adjust to COVID regulations and the type of training, and two, managing the load of training within that 4 weeks, you know, to make sure that you don't overtrain, you know, because you don't want to pick up any injuries. You know, so by the time we got to our 4 weeks of skill training and leading up to the contact training, I think we managed that process quite well. You know, but I must take my hat off to the players because they have been active at home, you know, which made it easier in that sense. Yes.
But then, of course, Alistair, just also for the folks that are watching now, before we talk about the tournament itself, just give us a very short explanation of what is the bubble, because I think people still don't necessarily understand how does a sport like rugby get back on the field. It's a contact sport. A lot of sports have been regulated that there is no contact training allowed, and yet we're seeing now contact sports within the regulations of sport in South Africa back on the park. And one of the components that you guys have got is this factor of going into a bio bubble. What does that mean for you guys?
Yeah. So the funny thing is that it's a contact sport, but within the bubble, you're limited to contact. You know. So firstly, Varsity Sport put us in a great facility in Pretoria. It's called at Tuks. It's called Future Africa. That's the part of the campus where players are staying in. And the nice thing with it is that each team is allocated their own meeting room. Players are allocated their own rooms, which has their own showers, their own toilets in. You know, so it limits contact. The scheduling is great within the sense of that there's various kitchen areas for teams to eat. You know, players have to wear their masks at all times. You know, there's a time limit for when players can move around on the campus. You know, the booking systems were great. I must say, like, when it came to the sanitization of the different areas that we operated in, that was awesome. You know, I think they adjusted in the sense of wearing a mask because that's second nature now. You know, having to sanitize, keeping their social distancing.
But Alistair, talk us through the games. You guys have now played 4 games in a very short period of time. Of course, at Loftus and at Tuks. It's a very tight schedule for you guys, but 4 games on the trot, so far unbeaten. You're top of the log. I mean, you must be very happy about this.
Yeah, look, we are chuffed about it. Coming into the tournament, we knew that there's 2 factors that's 3 factors. Sorry, that's gonna be a big role players in the campaign, and especially in the first bubble. The first factor was adjusting to the bubble. The second factor was being able to the squad rotation and then recovery. Because when you're in that bubble, because of the turnaround period between games, recovery is very important. Luckily, they have the recovery facilities, you know, at the premises. But squad rotation, that worked in our favor. Our approach to the bubble was that the first 2 games we're going to use all our players, and then from the 3rd game we'll mix the combinations, which worked well for us because we found the right balance in our 4th game.
I mean, you started off your first game here beating. You guys beat. Well, your first game, in fact, was against Fort Hare. Would you say that was your toughest game so far, 36-20?
I would say no. I would say it was our most ill-disciplined game. We gave away 25 penalties in that game. You don't hear a team winning a game with giving away 25 penalties. We played for 10 minutes with 13 men. For 20 minutes we played with 14 men. So I think discipline let us down in that game. I think our toughest game was our last game. It's just that we came out blazing. You know, the ball went our way, the passes stuck, we got the right combinations together.
54-20 over TUT, over TAT. Yeah, good result there.
You know, TUT beat Fort Hare and they beat UKZN. You know, so they were the team that had the tougher games. I mean,
your next game's up against UKZN. They will obviously have you in their sights, knowing that you are unbeaten at the moment and top of the log. You must be expecting a tough game there.
Yeah, we are. They have a massive set of forwards. You know, they dominated in their games. It's just against TUT where TUT surprised them, but we knew that's going to happen because TUT also has a dominant pack, and they got a great fly off there who controls the game nicely for them.
Alistair, listen, we'll leave it at that. We'll say to you guys, of course, best of luck. So far, so good. Obviously,
Thanks.
flying the flag proudly for Western Province, and yeah, we obviously first priority is stay safe out there, and then of course the next priority is go. Good luck with the games.
Yeah, look, as I said, the next bubble is a tough bubble, but luckily we got great assistance from the union in helping us. Jerome Parvat is helping us at the moment as well. So you know, his input and his impact on the team, you know, I mean, the first bubble speaks for that.
There we go, folks. Alistair Tace, head coach at CPUT, and well, they're top of the log at the moment after 4 games. And there you go. As Alistair said, there, it's not easy playing these games all on top of each other. The dimensions, at least the dynamics of rugby, has changed very much. The COVID regulations has made things very difficult, but everybody has the same challenges, and so far CPUT and Alistair and the guys have come out on top. Folks, that's a wrap from us then this evening. It's been great talking with you. Remember, of course, follow all of those health and safety protocols and the 3 priorities. Always wear a mask, practice the social distancing, and remember, always wash your hands as regularly as possible. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.